Hey Sainers, welcome back to the Saints TV YouTube channel. Welcome to the round 23 match review. 2-point winners, I think 75-77 against the Bombers. Firstly, credit to the Bombers. Their supporter base has taken a hit the last 11 weeks. Injuries ravaged by them, and yeah, they've been fighting on last couple of weeks and could have easily got the chocolates tonight, really. They fought till the end, and I think it was at Redmond or someone at the end took a shot, could have broken our hearts, but you won't see or experience a more stressful 4-game winning streak in history. And that was a shocker for a large portion of that game. Some people argue the whole game, really, but in particular that first quarter, that first half, but that first quarter was just disinterested, lack of structure, lack of intensity, execution. I know we're playing a young team ourselves, but we're also playing an Essendon team that are missing, I lost count of how many of their locks that they didn't play, including their captain Merritt tonight, Dylan Shield. It was a game where I was hoping to at least see some ruthlessness, see some intensity from the start. I said it during the week that I wanted us to start really well, and we did kick an early goal through Higgins, but for the first half, it was, Essendon really dictating the tempo of the game. They switched it a lot. I thought they used the ball a lot better than us. Their composure under pressure was so much better. The one thing that pissed me off the most was, among a lot of things, was the way we kicked it out of the back half. It was just panic kick after panic kick. Windy did it, Wilkie did it, Hammer did it, Stockett had a mare for a lot of the game, I thought. We had no target. Maybe we did, but we're happy to just take the long ball to the boundary or to the middle of the ground just with no regard for holding possession. They had, I think, 16 inside 50s to our 3 or something at one point in the first quarter. So we just allowed them to own the ball, to dictate the game, and it was just disappointing to watch because I thought this was a game where we've gone through the last 3 where they've been close and we've found a way, but this was the one where we could finally put the foot to the throat, and we didn't. We didn't have that killer instinct in this game, and I thought Dodson was excellent. I really thought he showed a lot for a big man. I think he had 5 disposals and a shot on goal in the first quarter alone. So I'll be honest, I was disappointed to see him subbed out. We subbed out Heath last week to bring on a small, and we subbed out Dodson this week to bring on a small. And look, both games we won, so maybe there's a contributing factor there, but I just thought he was doing so well. And again, a game where an Essendon player or a couple of players behind the ball dominate and have career best games essentially, surely removing Dodson impacted that. Yes, I think we took him off because they were running it out of the back line a bit too easily and we wanted some more ground ball pressure. Collard did bring that late in the fourth. I thought he was pretty good and lively when he came on, but by the same token, we just had no fucking target. We had no target. Like, Sharman did his best, kicked a couple, Mason Wood bobbed up where we needed him to, but again, a game that shows why we are linked to TDK, to Lee Kalir, why we're desperate to get Kingy back. We're just so undersized. Even against an undermanned Essendon, we looked undersized for a lot of the game. They still had some tools forward. They had their backman solid. Goldstein did some really good work on Roll Marshall in the middle of the ground and created some scoring opportunities from centre clearance. But it took a moment of magic from Naz in the middle of the ground to kick an absolute unbelievable goal. I can't remember the last time I've seen a St Kilda player take the ball from the centre like that and do that. And I'm, hoping we can get some good news this week, because halfway through the fourth quarter, I was thinking, shit, We're going to lose this, and the only way we can all be happy going into next week's game is if Naz signs. That's the only thing. So maybe losing fast tracks the announcement. I don't know. But we won, so maybe we have to wait again. To me, it was very much an attitudinal type thing, but also, Jones again playing a lot of half-forward ball. Brad Hill half-forward ball. I just didn't see the point. I liked that Toby got a full game. I liked that Wilson got a full game. Again, Filippo, nowhere to be seen, and I can't really blame him again. I didn't see him go into the midfield at all. So this is 2 weeks in a row where he's had probably combined less than 10 possessions and predominantly played forward, filling the Mitch Owens role again, but it didn't work last week. Didn't work this week. He didn't get anywhere near it, to be honest. I can't remember a clean play that he had. And no disrespect to him, I just think that's the position he's been put in. But Garcia was good. Windy between the arcs I thought was excellent. And he was one of the rare players that had some intensity, at least from the first bounce. So I really liked that about him. His ball use was a bit suspect at times, but his effort and his intensity and his hands. He had clean hands. Everyone was fumbling. Everyone was dropping the ball. He had clean hands to get it and give it. And, we didn't have that for a lot of the game. And anytime I thought we slightly got some ascendancy, Essendon would kick a goal. And they'd get into we'd get a bit fired up to bumping the bloke. I loved that when he got the free kick. I thought that was great. And, Higo. Higo bobbed up when we needed him to. I think he kicked his 3, so he's now on 46 for the season. He could well be on track for 50. He's already beaten his career best in a season, so Higo did what he needed to do. But yeah, it was just lacking. I thought Steele had a really, really bad game, to be honest, for the captain. Not his best. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. McRae, pretty quiet, did some nice things, but also was seemingly a passenger for a part of the game. So, look at Steele, McRae, Jones, Hill did some nice things compared to those blokes, but you get my point. I thought the best players on the ground were the youngsters, which I guess is what you want to see. Max Hall, Naz, Windy, Garcia, Box did some nice things. Taru did some nice things, did some suspect things. He got caught a couple of times, a bit slow on the ball, but again, it's one of those games where no one was moving around him. Our forward entries, again, shallow. And down back, it was probably the first time where Caminiti, Wilkie, and Taru got in each other's way a little bit. There was maybe a little bit lack of communication. They would all fly up for it at the same time, or they wouldn't go for it at all, or one would go for a sport, one would go for a mark, and then the ground ball would be available and it'd be all Essendon and they would just roll it out. And that happened for a lot of the game, where all of our blokes just looked at the ball and not their man, and then their man would just run off them. And I guess Essendon had nothing to lose, so they could kind of run ahead of the ball a little bit more. Maybe we panicked a little bit with the pressure of having to, knowing we really had to win tonight. We were expected to win. But we haven't really, I'd say we haven't handled that well in the last 3 weeks, but at the same time, the alternative is losing, and we haven't done that. So on the flip side, that is a good thing, but the method, the way we've gone about it, we haven't, as fans at least, I'm being selfish here, but I just want to go to a game and see us just relax, Not one person watching my review now can tell me that was an easy game, but I guess that's football at the moment. You've got to be on and take your chances when you get them. And I guess what I can say is that when Essendon at least gave us a sniff, they didn't slam the door shut, we took them. We took them and they missed a couple. So maybe that's the difference. But, Friday night football, we got the job done. Not a great performance, but I am proud of the way, certain players stood up in certain moments again. All 4 of our last 4, we could have lost them all, and we didn't. We fought till the end, and I can't say that about the start of the games. It feels like that's still a major problem. We just don't start games well. We just come out slow and lethargic, and And again, wait for the opponent to throw the first punch. Even if the opponent is undermanned, weakened, we still, I guess, are learning to have that ruthless edge of owning them and knowing that we should be putting scoreboard pressure on them. So on that front, I'm hoping that's experience. I'm hoping that's just building into it, and at least the foundation of playing tight games. Irrespective of the opponent, you still need to do certain things right to come out of it. And Essendon were absolutely desperate tonight. They were absolutely desperate. They were throwing the kitchen sink at us. The way they were getting the ball in the 50, the way they were playing on at all costs, especially late in the game, I was picturing a Jade Gresham out the back, Joe the Goose goal, and then giving the finger to the cheer squad and going, up yours, you know. I was like, this is gonna, you know, we've had the highs with Melbourne, and then I'm like, this is the low. It didn't happen. So on that front, thank you. I'm just hoping that this is the world's way of, you know, us walking over hot coals. And yes, it's painful. These games have been painful, but if you keep walking in the right direction, you get to the end, your feet cool down. Yeah, they've got scabs, they're burnt, but you'll live on. And I'm hoping that is a metaphor for us getting through these tough 4 games, not in terms of opponent, but in terms of just the way we've had to grind them out. And we've come out of the other side now. Yes, we've got the Giants, may not get the job done there, but if we get some signatures this week, I don't give a shit. I'm calling it. We want signatures. That's all we want right now, honestly. So please, can we hear something? Yeah, that was a bit of a shit show, but like I said in my reel, if you're going to play in a shit show, you might as well win one. So Sainers, put your thoughts in the comments. Obviously, we are not the finished article. Essendon are not, but I expected more tonight. Didn't get it, but we got the win. And, you know, we move on to the final game of the home and away season next week. And obviously, AFLW kicking off on Sunday. So on that note, I want to hear your thoughts. Even just, you know, the last 4 weeks as a whole, what they represent. Is it, to you, really important that, and a good thing that we've come out of them with the win? Or are you still a bit questioning? Are you questioning our game plan, our style, our method? Because to me, I just feel like we keep forgetting the team that we're fielding and how, you know, they've just got to get games. We've just got to pump games into these kids. Yes, Essendon had their players missing. I'm trying to be objective now, but at the same time, we are also as much of a work in progress as any team in the competition. So if you're doing that and you're still winning games, that has to be only a good thing, right? Someone please handle this, you know. Anyway, guys, I'll let you go. It's good to have a weekend now. It would have been a horrible weekend if we hadn't got the job done, but we did. So thank you very much for tuning. Please subscribe, please like, and obviously, like I said, comment your thoughts. Let me know how you're feeling about the game, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care, enjoy your weekend, and as always, go you mighty Sainers. See you guys.